Is this the ultimate touring truck? Our plan is to find out. We're out here on the Ram Shakedown trip.
Oh, we're in somewhat trouble.
Last week, we managed to conquer Big Sandy.
Oh, we're at the top, baby!
All the way out to the beautiful headland. We pushed through some really tight and soft sandy tracks.
So why are you laughing so much?
I can't help it, he's just destroyed.
Found an epic campsite for a couple of cold beers around a fire.
Oh no, Houston, we have a problem.
In typical Baker special, we have beer all through the brand new fridge on the first trip.
Then we thought, let's go for a fish. Now everything was going great until...
Oh, there is about 100 metres of mud between where the boat is and where the cars are.
Which is pretty standard for the Explore life. And now we are stuck high and dry a couple of 100 metres away from the Ram. The challenge now is to retrieve the Tinnie and not lose the Ram. Let's see how we go.
So this is where the trailer is. Down there, where Nav is, that's where the boat is. So it's actually reasonably hard, some of this. We're gonna back the 5-ton Ram on the mud flats and see what it feels like. This could be a very silly afternoon or great success. We'll go back while it's hard, run the rear winch on the Ram out, a couple of straps, and we'll just winch the Tinnie up till it's hard, pull it straight on the back, and Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. All right, a little bit of free spool on the Vinci binge. All right, if it looks like we're gonna sink, we'll just stop.
Roger.
Driving your new car out on a mud flat is a bit scary. See how we go.
Worst case scenario, completely sinks, bogs it, and we have to use Dino to snatch us out. Best case scenario is just a little bit boggy and we get the Tinnie out with no dramas.
Yeah. Low and slow, baby.
See how spongy it is? Look at it. Yeah, this sponginess. Look at that. There's mud underneath the sand layer. There it comes. Look at it.
That'll be the end.
Yeah, this would have been the end of the car. All right, next idea.
Looks like it's going to be just manpower here, I think. It's too soft. It's not worth it. That car will just disappear. It weighs as much as the truck.
Yeah, the rear winch. That come in super handy, eh?
Oh, there's no way we would have done that.
Happy days. Lovely work.
Good job.
That's sick. Testing, rear winch. Definitely comes in handy. Righto, let's pull over to the other side. Should be out of the wind. Find a little nice spot over, cook up for lunch.
Oh yes, 12 o'clock.
And then we'll drop in and go for a trawl, see if we can't snag a mackie or something around that point. Alright, time to test out the new kitchen. We gave her a quick run last night with the induction, but look at that. Bush Company, the big dog XT270 Max. We've got the prep bench at the back, fully covered in the shade. All the kitchen's covered in the shade. And if it was pouring rain, we can even get to the door without getting too wet as well. So absolutely frothing how much that awning coverage is. I was a little bit worried because the awning was going to be set back, that we wouldn't have enough shelter at the back of the vehicle, but we've got ample space, so that's definitely a win. We didn't have the stainless steel bench on the truck over in America.
Oh, that's handy.
And that's handy. We have a slightly wider bench here, so I've actually trimmed this up. This used to be about 80 mil wider. So we've trimmed this up, which has made this prep bench a little bit smaller, but it's given me more access in that gap, which means I can fit larger items like tables, and our chairs will fit straight down the back. So I'm bloody stoked on this. The bag system lowers down to the right height, good height to cook, good height at the back here for this prep bench, right at my hip. And the airbag system's quite fast too. It drops down in like 3-4 seconds. Turn the compressor on, maybe 15 seconds to pump up the rear. Absolutely flaring. We've gone for a different fridge. Now, we've been running Dometic for a bloody long time. This year, we thought we'd mix it up. The Bushman is actually the perfect height. It's a 130 litre Bushman as opposed to a 110 litre Dometic. It looks super clean in the black. I prefer the handle, to be honest. It's easier to open than the Dometic was up top. We'll get the Explore Life fridge organizer on there and have a look at the amount of space. You do get a smaller freezer, which is definitely a downside to the Bushman, but far more fridge space. That's a couple little changes from the kitchen. Other than that, it's pretty similar to the American truck. Come to the red vision here, turn that on, we're at 86%. We should be having some solar rip in. Solar is not working. Okay, that's why we do the shakedown trip, work this sort of stuff out. We're pulling 188 amps on that toasted sandwich maker off the big 3000 watt red arc inverter, but no solar. We went through some low hanging branches. I might have to just jump up there and make sure I haven't ripped an Anderson plug out with the tree or something. Anyway, time for a feed. Go buy yourself a cheap toasted sandwich maker. It's the best lunch you can have while camping, and it's easy. I still reckon the old, what do you call it? Like the Jaffle iron ones are better. I like the Jaffle instead of the flat toast.
Me too.
No, you don't. You like the flat one.
Well, they've been pushing the shoes out.
Oh!
I thought you were telling me, you're always whinging.
Bloody hell.
No, Ramsey doesn't like this one, doesn't like that one.
No, we should have got the Jaffle one.
Bugger! That is upsetting. I was looking at going, oh, there's a 4-1
I
here
like
too.
the Jaffle one.
If only Maddie liked the Jaffle one. Yeah, because then you put your pasture and stuff in it.
Everything.
I thought you were complaining about it last time.
No, I thought you were complaining about the Jaffle one. And if anyone's a toasty maker, I'll give one away for free. Jaffle, iron, or a flat one. Let us know in the comments. All right, round two. Let's hope the ocean's a little bit nicer to us this time. The boys have got the jackets on. They do not trust me, and with good reason. Oh, we made it out, boys! Woo! Woo! Yeah!
Look at dolphin go.
I got baited and Nabsy got hit. You would not read about it. What do you got? Oh, you're kidding. That's awesome.
Whoa, bring him up.
Bring him in, that's sick. That is cool.
What is that one? Baby hammerhead. I don't think I've seen one before. Let go. Done.
Well, that just might be the cutest little shark you've ever seen. And we're gonna let him go, so when he grows up, remember me, looked after you.
You won, Dino.
Oh, bloody Nora!
Dino's on. It's
Get him back
silently in the background there.
Dino, Babino, that's not a bad size fish.
That's a good
Please don't be another shark.
Move.
Get the net!
We don't have a net.
We don't have a net, get the gaff!
We've never had a net.
We don't have a gaff.
We've never
Oh,
had a
it's
gaff.
another baby hamhead.
Okay, we found nursery school.
You are
Nursery
joking. And there's chaos on the Tinnie!
Oh yeah.
Nav's literally taking us for a ride. Get him in, Navsy! My bet's on a bigger hammerhead. It's a hammerhead.
No, it isn't.
Oh, this is dead set a shark breeding zone. What the hell? Like all good fishermen, we've got a massive pork roast in the fridge. Worst case, we're all good. We just need to get back early enough to get the fire going, get some nice hot coals, and we'll be laughing. There we go.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh no.
On double no. And we've both just been sharked. There must be a lot of little sharks in this bay. We're not re-rigging again. We're heading in. Let's go get this fire going. Let's have a couple of cold cans, boys, and let's get a roast on the go. What do you reckon?
Sounds like a plan.
Woo-wee. And then tomorrow morning, we're gonna go and check the pots and find out whose pot is stacked with muddies. Back to shore, let's go. All right, so yesterday we were carrying on about wanting to know the difference between the width of the Ram and the 79. Since we got no fish to measure, we're gonna measure our trucks. What do you reckon, behind the cab, Dino, the widest part?
Absolutely, behind the cab will give us the cab width.
We're measuring the widest part of the cab. That's the surface area that's getting scratched the most, not the mirrors. Yeah.
So we are to the outside edge, 1650. 1650. He's checking it out about there? Yeah. Yeah, so you want to get to the in line with the door.
Holy snapping.
All right, so the ram is 1960.
So call it 1950. She's 300 mil wider.
300 mils wider. What a guess!
300 mil wider. That's a lot more than I was expecting.
That's a lot. 150 a side.
Wowzers.
Wow. Yeah, now we know why they scratch a bit more than the old 79s do, eh?
Yeah, wow.
That's cool.
There you go.
Dean and I are having a whiskey coffee, whiskey arvo coffee. It's, not too bad.
Cheers, buddy. Yeah, a little bit of Johnny Black in our coffee,
Yeah,
eh?
it's quite tasty. Maddie's having a few beers with a couple of our fellas that just showed up, some fans, so he's doing his job. We're going to do our job, which is, well, Dino's going to do his job.
Yeah, gonna make some bread. Beer bread.
Beer bread,
A bit of
for the roast.
bit of flour and then good old 4XE Gold beer. Nice warm one.
Great for the carbonation.
Absolutely.
So what are we doing now? You've just put
Right, so
self-raising flour,
self-raising
nothing
flour,
else.
nothing else, and we're going to hit some beer in there.
It's about 2
cups of flour.
roughly, maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, and then
And then a full beer.
depending on how this goes, we might add a bit more flour or add a bit more beer. I want to make it nice and thick, doughy,
Doughy,
like if
soft
you're making
dough.
a bun or a soft
Yeah.
dough. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll need it through next.
If you want a sweet one, like a dessert one, then yeah, put a bit of lemonade or something to help give it that carbonation.
Bit of lemonade.
Yeah, lemonade,
Oh,
and then
wow.
you get like a scone texture, and then you can just have it with jam and butter for a dessert if you need. Depends on what you're after. This is the savoury one. So Maddie's making crackle. He reckons he can do it.
I don't know, mate.
Have you ever made pork crackle before? Did you have?
Last time I did it, I nailed it.
Last time you did it, what does that mean? What does last time even mean? So it accidentally come out correct.
Yeah.
What could possibly go wrong then?
So what I tend to do, bud, is I don't put a heap of moisture in the pot now.
Yeah.
We're going to get crucified on this, so it is what it is. But I think the meat holds enough moisture that you don't need to load up the...
When you say we, by the way, I'm full disclaimer. Maddie is doing this, so crucify someone. I'm with you. Let's do it. I'll make the cross now. More down here.
That's it.
Grub is on the go. Dino's got a little damper in this little tiny camp oven. We got the pork on the go. We'll let that heat up and then we'll chuck some veggies in. Oh, it's good to be back camping. I'll tell you what, it'll chill off in about half an hour, get a little bit cooler when we'll really need this fire, so that'll do.
A little bit of pre-spice. What is this one? Can't go wrong with the roast veggie. Hey,
Roast veggies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, boys.
It's almost got crackling already.
Oh, little guy. Oh. Oh yeah, there we go. A little beer bread. All done. You can always tell it's cooked when there's no moisture left on the edge of your knife. So it's your little trick.
Oh, we got a little bit of crackle. Oh, that's not bad. Oh.
Alrighty, so the final roast. What do you reckon, Matt? You want some?
Yeah, load me up.
Oh, load you up. There you go. Sweet potato, onions done to perfection. Alrighty. Oh, look at that. Bit of bread.
Bit of bread.
Bit of bread, and go the roast. Come on, lads, can we get some gravy?
Oh, look at that. That's proper gravy. Everywhere. Cover that.
Everywhere. Dose it.
Cover that.
Absolutely cover it.
It's like a gravy.
Alrighty, Nabs, you ready for some?
Same, all over the meat, everywhere.
The
Veggies.
spice to warm.
Yep, that's good. Done.
All right, guys, well, there you go. Next time you go camping, make sure you grab yourself a camp oven. Don't be afraid to have a go. You'll learn. You can't get any worse if you mess it up the first time, but I'll tell you what, that is as good as it gets. Mav, bit of salt on this one. Gravy. Well, I don't know what I'm doing. I made it up, honestly, but I'll tell you what.
This is beautiful.
We got a bit of cracker, we got some beautiful pork, some beautiful veggies. And Dino's got some bread here. Oh my God. Good as it gets. Make sure you try it next time. We'll see you in the morning when we go and pick up my crab pot that's got the most crabs.
Fat chance.
All right, we woke up this morning, put the tent away just in time. We've got this little rain cloud coming through, so put the awning out so we can still make a coffee. Now the bush company got these mesh wall, but it will stop a fair bit of the rain. Yeah, give us a handbook. Just literally Velcro's on. The mesh wall's pretty handy because it stops rain, like I'm not getting wet from that rain now. Also allows you to see out still, and you don't feel as enclosed. So if you want a bit of extra shade, protection from the rain, mesh wall's a pretty good way to go. Time for a coffee, and we'll come up with a plan today. We definitely need to go and get the crab pots. So that's the plan, really. That'll do. Coffee time.
What do you mean you can win a HILUX for free? I hope you're enjoying the episode, guys, but it's finally here. This month's giveaway on the Dream platform is the mighty giveaway HILUX. The budget HILUX that, well, kind of blew the budget. But I tell you what, guys, no one's going to be complaining when you see how much gear's on here. If you haven't signed up, first month is on me. I'm going to let you sign up for free this month so you can win the Luxie. If you've already signed up, you're a legend for a start, and it means you're going to have double or triple entries into winning the Lux. The longer you're in the Dream, the better your odds. The front end's done, guys. Onca bar, light force spotties, carbon winch, GME aerial up front. We got the ROH wheels, BFG all-terrains, 2-inch Dobinson lift. We got the MSA towing mirrors in case you want to get excited and tow behind this thing. It's fully bush wrapped, guys. Brown Davis long range tank. We got the Rhino Man canopy on the back. We've got the very first ever Explore Life awning. That's a collector's edition. And we told you it was going to be Cape York ready, and we're not mucking around. Red Arc dual battery system, guys. MSA drawers, drop down slide, Dometic fridge tucked in there, all built by the team at EC Off-Road. They know what they're doing. So if you want to get involved, grab yourself a package. First month's on me. To everyone else that's already involved, you're a legend. Appreciate the support. Anyway, back to the boys.
Well, I reckon we've got to absolutely haul because there is the biggest, darkest, blackest storm cloud coming across.
Quick.
And we're not going to want to get hit in the tinny.
No.
No mucking around. Let's get down there. We'll get these pots out. We won't even fish, I think. We'll just try and beat this storm. We're in the soft sand, and I can tell you it is soft. High range, 60 kilometers an hour in that high tide soft sand. Crazy. We could easily bag down a lot more, but these 37, you don't notice when you're getting pulled out of the ruts. This is a really chewed up high tide, and we are just absolutely sailing. As long as you can hold momentum. If we were to stop here, getting going would be interesting. We'd have to probably air down, or we'd have to crawl our way down to the hard sand to gain a bit more traction. But if you stay on it, I'm sitting at 2,500 revs, 60 kilometers an hour, and we are Mr. Plow. Dean's half a K back down the beach. A lot of people were telling me the big rams are no good in the soft sand. With the big 37s and bagging it down.
Yeah, we should be doing these things, and that wheel should be going all over the place. And there's a trailer on the back.
Huge, yeah, and we got the tinny on the back. If we didn't have the tinny, you don't even really know you've got the tinny.
No, you forgot about that.
Just take my goggles off. Oh, I can see.
The rains have just come in. Should have worn the waterproof Explore jacket. That was a goose. She looks heavy.
Well, the bait's gone.
That's not good.
Now, one of these pots were like 4 for 50 bucks.
All right, number 1 pot, donuts.
Number 2, this is your one.
Yeah, this is the big pot. This thing's gonna be stacked. Here we go, my pot in the rain. Oh, how heavy is it? It's full.
Is it full, you reckon?
I reckon I got.
Lift it.
I reckon I got one buck. Come
Like
on,
3 little jennies.
come on, give me something. Is it heavy? Might be. What do we got? Donuts, absolute donuts.
Don't tell me to come out in this rain. All the way out in this rain for nothing.
All right, Dino's pot went for an absolute mission. It got caught in the current and moved 500 meters away. I like that it's out in the open. I feel like it's gonna have crabs. What's it got? One little tucker.
1 crab.
Oh, it's too small. We've got one more to check and the rain is coming down. There you go, mate, freedom. This is our last chance. This was a crabby spot. Come on, Nabsy. Come on.
Do it.
Since you're the only one that can eat it. Oh, absolute donut. Bugger. So Dino wins. Technically, he got a crab in his pot.
Well, that's a successful mission. We managed to get nothing.
Absolutely
We
dread.
had a hell of a time doing it. Time to get a towel, quick dry off, get the tinny on the trailer, punch out. We'll go back across and there's a little swimming hole. So
Go for a swim.
let's go for a freshwater swim, get all the salt off.
Sounds good.
Happy days.
All right, we're back in the warm truck. Got the poncho on. Nothing better than when you get out of the surf. Nice warm poncho. Plan of attack is we're gonna go find that fresh water.
The swim would be lovely.
Have a freshwater rinse off, guys, and then I'm gonna run through sort of all the things that I found on this trip that I want to sort of change or modify with the car. So far, the Shakedown trip's been going really well. 20-something hours of highway. It's done the beach run, some articulation, some mud, trailer on the back, soft sand. Yeah, so far so good, but there's a few things I want to change. There's a few things that I think are lacking from this build, so we'll go through all of that shortly, but let's go find this freshwater swimming hole, eh?
All hung up on you. No, I can't get free.
I'm getting cold already just
Have you
thinking
never
about it. Oh, it's a big swimming hole. That's giant.
That's alright with me. I want you to love me, baby. I want you to see. My heart is a freight train, baby, and it's rolling, it's picking up that steam.
Beautiful little spot, great way to freshen up after a 5 Rock salty weekend, yeah. Stony Creek.
I want you to love me, baby, and I won't stop till I get on my knees. Come on now.
Well, here we go. Shakedown trip done and dusted. I'm going to run through the whole vehicle now and sort of give you guys an insight into what I think I might change, what's missing, what I want to add, what I want to get rid of. Up front, I'm still not 100% sure if I want to go to the big hooped bar. I think I do. The concept originally was to have a big hoop bar, Australian conditions, kangaroos, emus, whatever you're going to look at running into on the road. I think it probably needs a little bit more frontal protection. So we're in chats with the team at Outback Kitters to try and get a really nice hooped bar for these 2500 Rams. Under the bonnet, so far guys, it's got plenty of horse. It doesn't really need any more power, but we may look at doing something underneath there just because we can, just to grab a little bit more power. I think it's factory at about 1200, either 1000 to 1200 newton meters of torque and just shy of 400 horsepower or about 400 horsepower. As we sneak around the side, I still have a little bit of scrubbing with the 37s. So might have to look at doing just a little bit more guard chop there. I'm not 100% sure why I'm scrubbing. This is the same setup I was running in America and I didn't scrub at all. So I don't really want to go any higher. I'm trying to keep the front of that truck down so I don't have to have too much pressure in the rear bags. They're sitting nice. The truck's nice and level at about 80 pound. My one in America I was running closer to 100 pound. Never had any dramas. They're good for at least 120 pound, but we're going to work out what we're going to do there. Chop a little bit more out, or maybe I'll just change to a different spring rate. Might just put me up a little bit higher. I'll jump inside the cab in a minute and we'll go through. Tray canopy setup, stoked. I'm really, really happy with the height of everything once it's fully bagged down. We did play with the option of going to 40-inch tyres, but unfortunately, if you were to bag down on 40s, it's just going to be up way too high. Stoked on the new Bushman fridge. That thing's a weapon. The smaller kitchen was a change from the last one. Definitely stoked we did that decision. It allows us to get the bigger, bulkier items down the back when we want to start putting spear guns and fishing rod holders. All that can sneak in there as well. Nav's gone with the Pee-wee coffee machine. He's not happy with it, so I think we're going to go to a slightly bigger coffee machine. It will actually stop it from shaking around a little bit too. A couple of non-stick mats in there. Red Vision system's performing perfectly. We've got both sides linked so we can adjust, turn on everything from either side of the vehicle. The tray side's on at the back. I'm super stoked with that. Having that extra tray space for swags, all your dirty bits and pieces, wake skates, ropes, rubbish bags. That's pretty epic. Then being able to use that platform to get in and out of the rooftop tent makes it really, really easy. One thing that I do want to change is I need some sort of step or an easy system to jump up on the back of the ute. I can use the Bush Company ladder and enter from the side, but I still need to get up there and open the tent up. So something that clips on, there's just one simple step up, jump on will be pretty cool. Around the back here, this trundle drawer, guys, I'm so stoked on this. It's something, we've been on muddy roads and I wasn't sure how it was going to go, but that's a good test. It's absolutely immaculate. The back of the car's filthy. This thing here has been epic for our prep bench and cooking, and definitely something we were missing on the truck over in America. Our hose wash down at the back. I need to get a nice shower system set up, so just a collapsible hose. We had the best hose over in America for a little shower setup. Now Dean from the Bush Company has just brought out probably the, if not the best new shower tent that I've ever seen. He spent actually years making it. I've been like, hurry up, we need a shower tent. That's now out, so we're going to work out a position to put that on the truck, maybe around this side, so we'll be able to have a shower. While we're talking about showers, I'm going to put in a little 12-volt hot water system to be able to have hot water and have a hot water shower for these long touring trips. Getting a little bit pedantic, but I tell you what, when you do it as much as we do, to just have a quick hot water rinse, it is a game changer. The big box up the back here, the concept was firewood and bits and pieces, and we used it this trip. We can get 3 bags of firewood in there. I'm not sure. I think we need a couple more trips to work out what else we might throw in there, or if it becomes something that's just not utilised enough, I'll remove it altogether. I do love using it as a step to get up onto the rooftop tent. Around this side, guys, in the canopy, we split the big drawer up into 2 smaller drawers. I'm very happy we did that. The big drawer, we found everything just got lost. And it was that drawer where when you didn't know where to put something, you threw it in there and then you never found it again. There was too much stuff stacked on top. So the concept behind this drawer setup is actually supposed to be my clothes cupboard. So rather than having a bag and having to live out of a bag, the plan was to stack me boardies, shirts, a couple of jumpers and long sleeve in there and be done. So his and hers was the concept. We got the Evercool drawer fridge. It's the beer fridge. It's the water fridge, guys. That's a mozzie.
Sorry. Sucked in. Sorry, carry on.
Well, I swallowed him. You're gonna need one of those. That is the handiest fridge we've had. We absolutely love it. It's so easy just to not have to worry about your fridge. Your fridge is just food, and then when you want cold beers or you want the water bottles, you can just load this thing up. It's unreal. I couldn't recommend it enough. Massive EcoX speaker up there. We were trying to mount that on the back of the car originally. It didn't work, so the boys have put it in the canopy. I'm probably going to remove that. It's just sort of chewing up space that if we wanted to put big bulkier items in there. So I might go to a small unit and hang it off the back of the truck. Red Vision, guys, it's unreal that we're able to link these two together. We've got a couple of new components in the full 12-volt system. For years, we've always run the Manager 30s. And now we've stepped up to that Manager 100, which is a beast. We're literally charging at 90 amps an hour. It's a brand new product. We're probably one of the first people in the country to bang it in the truck. So be keen to see how that goes over time. We're sitting at 100%, guys. So that 90 amps hour driving after using the induction and all the lighting and running 2 fridges for 3 days, we're still at 100% with no solar. So that's one thing that I'm going to have a look at. Obviously, there should be a loose plug, or I'm imagining it's something simple. It was a last minute chuck on, so maybe we haven't wired that one correctly. This is why you do a shakedown trip. But Red Arc system, I've run them in all my vehicles. They're always bulletproof. I'm not imagining that this is going to be a problem at all. I love having good 12-volt system. It's the difference between a great trip and a bad trip. When all your fridges stop working and none of your appliances work and you can't do any of your cooking and bits and pieces, guys, it's once you get a good system, you'll never ever go backwards. I'll tell you that much for free. Now, obviously, getting in and out of the truck is quite high. It is doable, but it's a little bit inconvenient. So I was going to run the electric steps. They don't offer a lot of protection. We're going to be wheeling this truck a little bit harder than the one in America. So I think I'm going to get a custom rock slider done that's going to run the whole way. I want to protect this box as well, and then I can turn it back into the chassis. Nice big step. It'll allow me to use it as a step here if we want to get up onto the roof or anything like that. And then if we get carried away, I'm going to see if I can actually get some bar work, even if it's a 40mm tube, to sneak along here and protect this whole rear end. Do have a reasonable departure angle being up so high, but if we can just tube up those two sections, means if we come off a big drop off and I slam down on the rear, that bar's going to take all the hit rather than straight on our nice GCI toolboxes. Good thing is it is modular, so if I do completely blow this section or a box apart, I can unbolt the whole thing, bolt on a new one from the team at GCI. An expensive little process, something that a bit of bar work might prevent all of that, which is cool. Up on top, I think there's a bit of dead space up there we're not really using, so I might grab the Max Tracks, push that to the top. We'll get a nice grey box up there, and I think I'll put things that we don't need to access all the time just to clear up some of the canopy space. Might put like an axe, the awning walls for Dean's awning, something that you're not going to use every day, but when you want them, they're up there. We'll try and keep the weight down as much as possible, but that'll sort of utilise that dead space up there. You can also put a Max Tracks mount on top of that box. So maybe we'll put an extra 2 Max Tracks up there. We are a big heavy unit. I feel like if we're on the beach, the ability to have 4 to get going and then 2 for a bit more traction could be handy. When we open the truck, guys, it's got carpet mats. They're going straight in the bin. I'm going to have to get some sort of nice plastic, something I can hose, wash out a little bit easier because they're going to get absolutely trashed. Seats, I never put anything on my ones in America, but I think we might try and get some canvas or even the wetsuit material seat covers. That'd be really nice. And other than that, in the cab, guys, pretty stoked. It's a lounge chair in there. You've got all the fancy gadgets and all the electronics that you could ever possibly want. So all in all, stoked. Other than the bar, something I do want to sneak in is a front camera. If you've ever driven a 2500, you'll notice that when you come over a big rise, you're pretty much blind. So they do come factory on the limiteds. So I should be able to get a nice little camera mounted in here somewhere, which will just give me a little bit of vision. If we're coming over some big rises, I'll actually know what's going on and help me out with wheel placement just this much, which will be handy. Well, boys, first trip with the big thing under its belt. Couple of scratches, couple of things we can change and improve on, but all in all, I am stoked. It's absolutely blown me away.
Amazing comfort. The whole thing was
And even in the sand, just the torque.
Just steam trained. What do you reckon? Where should we go next?
Never been to the Cape, eh?
Cape? Let's do it. Okay.
I don't need much twisting of my arm to get up to Cape York, so I think I want to know. We've done this 79 up the telly track. Maybe
awesome.
We'll have to see how the Ram goes up the telly track.
Yeah, I don't know with the width. You know, we did that width comparison. That 300 mil extra.
300 mil extra.
That's a lot of extra width. It'll be interesting to see.
Well, I had to tuck my mirrors in on my 79, so I think gunshot will be out of the question. But
Palm Creek was the worst last year.
yeah, Palm Creek may also be out of the question. We may have to take a couple of chicken tracks, which is not ideal, but we'll see how we go. Shout out to Dean from the Bush Company coming along. Shout out to Nav for keeping me company, guys. Hope you've enjoyed this episode. Let us know where we should go next. I think Cape York's a cracking option. If you want to grab any merch, it's online. If you want to get involved at the Explore Dream, guys, we're giving away epic monthly giveaways. Jump over there, check it out. We're out of there. Thanks for watching. Until next time, get out and enjoy the Explore life. Maybe shooting on a touch slider on the muddy track, but happy days. Might need some longer mud flaps.
Yeah, I think so.
Some bigger mud flaps, you reckon?
Oh, this looks good. Look at this sucker. Bacon and egg.
Yeah, sorry, Nav, you've been outdone.
Don't you like my toasties that I make?
You like the game.
It's great.
Good.
Barfield pub, eh?
Might have to come
Barfield
back here
Store and Cafe.
in the afternoons for a couple of frothies. Breakfast this time. Beers next one.